This conference will now be recorded.
How's that?
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Nice to see the sun out. We'll go ahead and get started. This is our, and we're going to do all three combined, the COIDA, OCCRC, and the LDC annual meeting. We'll combine all three, and as we elect officials and officers, they will serve in those roles for all three of those committees. So we'll start with the reorganization of the agency.
You want to roll?
Yes, go ahead and roll.
Sorry.
Didn't have it on the
I know.
agenda, see?
I noticed before you said Jeff Joyner,
Here.
Dave Rowley.
Here.
Jeff Ward is absent. Craig Gubsman.
Here.
Tom Romeo.
Here.
Patricia Kennedy. Here. Cheryl Robinson. She is here.
Right up here.
Andrew Marietta.
Here.
And James Stewart.
Here.
Okay, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Do we have to vote on the confirmation of the meeting each month?
Technically, yeah, you have to vote on all of this.
Yeah, change our bylaws. All right, can we have a motion? Can we have a motion to confirm the agency board meeting schedule, the fourth Thursday of every month at 8 a.m.?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, second. Election of officers of the agency. So do we have any nominations for chair?
I'll nominate Jeff.
I will decline that because after 3 years, I think it's good for any organization agency to change leadership out at the top. And would anybody else like to be nominated for that position?
I'll nominate Cheryl.
She didn't even hear you. Oh, yeah. I don't know that I could commit to that obligation, to be honest with you, unless I come off of projects. So that would be the trade-off. I would stay there.
I made a nomination. You can do whatever you want for the money.
You have to come up with a committee. I would second that nomination.
I think it'd be great, Cheryl.
Absolutely, Cheryl.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
So we have a nomination on the floor. We have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Congratulations, Cheryl.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right.
Not to show up in person.
Now, the floor is open for nominations for vice chair.
They've been serving all in that capacity.
3 years.
3 or 2.
Go.
Okay, I'll do one.
All right. So we have a nomination on the, we have one. Do we have a second?
Second.
Dave, you concur?
Yes.
Yes, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. All right.
By the way,
Yes.
the minute Cheryl resigns, I quit. Don't put that in a minute.
All right, now the floor is open for nominations for treasurer.
Nominate Jeff.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and then secretary.
I nominate Tom Romeo.
You did that last year. Okay.
All in favor? No, excuse me, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Beat him out for a second.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. There's your selection of officers for the next year. So now we need to go to the appointment of the chief operating officer and the agency staff. And Judy, I thought you were the CEO, not the COO for the IDA.
Chief Executive, yeah, CEO.
Yeah,
Need to change it.
please change that.
I will change that.
Thank you.
It's always.
I make a motion that we appoint all four. Do it as a block. I second that.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect, thank you very much. Now we'll move down to the appointment of the auditing firm regarding preparation of financial statements. Can I get a motion? Second,
Second.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Now, appointment of agency counsel. Can I get a motion to approve Kurt?
So moved.
Second.
Second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Appointment of the bond counsel to the agency. Can I get a motion to approve?
So
Second. All All in favor? Appointment of the bank of the agency and accounts. So you have that slate of community bank and one MBT bank accounts. Can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Approval and confirmation of agency policies. We've got the 4 policies there that are all required. Any questions, comments, or concerns? If not, can we get a motion to approve?
So moved.
I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Appointment of contract officer. Jody as the COO, for the agency. Can motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Appointment of investments officer, which would be Jeff Lord, our treasurer.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now we've got to go through the appointment of the audit and finance committee. So can I get a motion for chair of the committee?
So Lord.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Vice chair?
Second, keep it the same. I mean, just keep it the same as last year. Like,
So you have Jeff Lord, Craig Geltman as your vice chair. Yeah, Patricia Kennedy and Andrew are members.
Look at you.
Make a motion to.
Keep the same
Read down
slate.
all 4.
All in favor? I mean, second, excuse me,
Second.
second, thank you. Everyone agree?
Yep.
Aye.
All in favor? We will need a new chair of the project oversight committee. Any,
Currently, Tom is the vice chair of the projects committee. Patricia and Andrew are also both members of that committee. And obviously Cheryl is the chair.
I nominate Tom.
Yeah, we move Tom up. Second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, vice chair?
Jim?
Cheryl. Cheryl, or Jim, or anybody, but me.
Cheryl don't want to be part of it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm on it. I came in too late last year.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
the-
you're not-
There you go. I nominate Jim.
All right.
You have no choice.
All right, perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
And we need 2 members for that committee.
Well,
Right now, we have Patricia and Andrew if they want to stay on.
I want to stay on.
I'm fine staying on, but unless somebody wants to go.
I'll nominate Andrew.
You guys all come anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Right.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, perfect. And then the governance committee, the chair
Our
is
chair right
currently.
now is Andrew,
And
and our vice chair is Dave.
Second.
Keep it the same.
Yeah, I would.
Same slate?
Yeah, what are the 2 members?
I don't have the list.
Oh, okay.
I'm a member, I'm pretty sure of that one.
You can come off. if you want.
I don't mind staying on that one.
Take a look. I think it's.
Whoever the members are, we'll just nominate that. How's that sound?
That sounds so official.
All right, perfect. We got a first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
And finally, our designation of our newspaper. The Oneonta Daily Star, can I get a motion?
Really?
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, there is your slate for this coming year. And can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So move.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion, meeting is adjourned.
Jeff, not here, unless you want to run through the new members to make them do it. That would be, however you want to do it.
I'll let Jeff next time do the comments. Approval of the January 12th minutes, please. So moved. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
So the bills are in there, I accidentally put them behind the financial. When I made the packet.
Any questions before we?
So I guess I would just say BST did raise their rates for this year, so you'll see the difference between January and February. $110, they went up a month. Everything else, normal operating expenses, we are sending Gina to leadership Otsego, so you'll see that under Otsego County Chamber. And then we did hold a public hearing for a remote access policy and the Daily Star charges for that legal notice. Those are the only ones that are not typical.
Any questions?
Motion to pay bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Review of the financials, anything out of the ordinary? Jody?
No, it's, the month of January is usually one of our more expensive months because we pay a lot of fees.
Okay.
So there's really nothing out of the ordinary.
Any questions? Need a motion to approve? Do we? No, we don't, right?
No, we just.
No, we don't.
Just in that rhythm.
Yeah, I just let it go. It's fine.
I understand that. Lease renewal. Jody?
I started.
When's it due? When's the lease up?
It's actually up last year.
At the end of December?
So I did talk to Mr.
Is this executive session? Should it be? Or
No, I'm just gonna reference it. I did send a copy of the draft new lease to Jeff Ward. I haven't heard back from him yet. Just because he was sharing the finance. For the first year, we're looking at keeping the rent same as it was in previous years, because that's what we budgeted for. It's likely that we'll have an increase next year, probably in the range of about 5%. And that'll carry for 2 years, and then we're looking for 2 more years at 2.4% increases. But we haven't really sat down with Mr. May to talk.
that was your proposal?
Yeah.
For a 5-year lease?
It would be a 7-year lease.
I missed a year or two there.
Well, there's an option in there that we can give 60 days notice. One of the concerns.
I am curious, doesn't the landlord usually submit a lease to us and then we discuss what we'd like to do? You bumped yourself up, as we say in my business. But we are. You're very reasonable. I guess with the cost of everything, we expect very more.
Discussion about sale of the building.
They did have a potential buyer for the building 2 weeks ago, take a tour of the building. So that is one of the concerns, is that the new owner will raise the rent substantially. But like I said, I haven't sat down with Jeff. I was hoping that we'd have a discussion about that before finance, so that we could bring it.
Probably a committee decision rather than just Jeff. It saves a lot of conversation in these situations. We send it, whoever's on the committee now would probably be the best. I would think.
So what I'll do is I'll send the draft to
The
all.
committee members. That's my suggestion. Anybody think that's wrong?
Yeah, no, that's
Good idea.
a good idea. Wisdom in a multitude of counselors.
Anything else? That's it on that?
That's really it.
Retirement?
I did start looking at the cost. I do have a chart that was all for New York State retirement system versus a standard 401k. We did have a gentleman from downstairs on the 3rd floor who runs these type of insurance programs come up and make proposals for 2 other options. So we're evaluating all those. I've asked him to come up.
Insurance programs or retirement programs?
Retirement. The really difficulty when it comes to analyzing what the benefits are is it's an investment. You know, it really depends on what type of stocks you're investing in order to do the 401ks. Where in the state system is pretty straightforward how they're gonna, even though it fluctuates from the state level, they pretty much guarantee what you're gonna receive. hopefully,
Who underwrites that, just so I could know?
sorry,
Who underwrites that in case it doesn't perform? Just the small-
you do.
I do that.
And Dave,
In
thank you.
terms of the state.
And Jim, thank you.
Yeah, we gotta define, we have.
Yeah.
We were there.
Ironically,
We got our benefits.
the
Yeah.
two
A couple years ago.
two big retirement systems, the New York state system and the New York State Teachers Retirement System, both of them are like 98, 99%. I think they're in really good shape.
Yeah, you haven't. No.
No, they put money in when money was money and.
My
Bad year
question,
or two, but
my question about this is that one is the guaranteed and it's based on final average salary and years work. The other one is subject to investments going up or down. What's the difference as far as the cost? For example, there's a certain cost.
I think that's what he's figuring out.
Yeah. Do we have,
We don't have that yet, right?
and would we want to match that cost?
The cost of the agency or the cost of the employee?
Both.
Okay, the cost of the agency for the New York State retirement system is much higher,
Okay.
probably twice as much as it would be. The cost to the employee, it depends on which program you go with. What I'm also looking at is I'm comparing them to some other IDAs, like the Boone County IDA, looking at what their structure is and how they determine their escape. They are not, which is surprising, part of the state retirement system. They are part, they just do a standard 401k contributions. But they actually contribute more money than the employee contributes.
Usually at least a match.
So you'll bring the numbers to Cheryl and we'll figure it from there.
Whatever we create though, we need to make sure it is extremely flexible and mobile for the employees.
Right.
The employee of working for 25 years for a business is no longer, I mean, we're lucky if we get somebody to stay for 3 years. And that's not just here in Oneonta. I hate to say, well, that's just that generation that you're seeing.
Yeah. I guess that's a good point.
So we've got to prepare. I mean, we're doing it at the hospital, every industry, and it's not just Oneonta, this is across the country. You've got to have that flexibility and mobility for our workforce and things that we can create that makes it mobile for them. They're more apt to come to us.
The state system is not mobile. You
No.
have to go back in.
Right.
It's a downside.
And that's why a lot of companies are going and creating their own, doing something with a Fidelity or something that's, their own 401k, or we would have a 403b for nonprofit. And, we would pay into it, but it also gives them the flexibility to take that with them.
Right, if you join the state retirement system, basically, if an employee wants to leave, their options are to work for a municipal.
Right. So you're locking them into
Yeah,
something.
that's a downside with mobility that's out there today.
I think younger employees are more comfortable with that mobility than they want.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't mean to speak for the younger people out there.
Are you going to present us with this information at the next finance meeting?
and hopefully we'll have a vote for that.
Any other questions? Moving on.
Are you adjourning the finance meeting?
Yeah, adjourned, yeah.
So moved.
Tom, do you actually mind running this? It's kind of hard for me to hear and I just don't want to cut in and out. So if you want to go ahead and run it, that'd be great.
So I won't speak for you, so we'll go past that. Can we
Yes, that's a,
approve the January 12th meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Jody, can you catch us up on the project trackers, any news, any different progress?
I'm going to be working with Tom and Cheryl on revamping the project trackers. And what we did last year for the Oneonta rail yards, which I didn't do this year yet, and I'll sit down with both Tom and Cheryl on this, is come up with a priority project for the Oneonta rail yard. We have discussed leveling some of the vegetation here for 2023. That'll probably be the most major thing that we can do. On Richfield Springs, the reason I really want to revamp this one is that I finally reached a gentleman from the Appalachian Regional Commission in Washington yesterday, Brad, and it was not on the project. I didn't talk to him until about quarter. He's been reviewing our project since December. And I emailed him last week asking him what the status was. We don't have the contract yet. When I talked to him yesterday, he said that the only thing he was waiting for to approve the grant was a letter from EDA saying that they would administer the Appalachian Regional Commission grant on their behalf. And I'm like, it took you 2 months. So I gave him Brett's at EDA's direct phone number. I gave him his name. I gave him his email. I said, can you reach out to Brett and just straighten this out? Because this makes a big difference on our financial structure for the project, adding another $500,000 to the funds.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to bid. So he agreed that he would do that. I'm going to reach out to Brett at EDA today and follow up, just to make sure that the gentleman reached him, or he can contact him directly himself. But that makes a big difference in how we structure this, as well as I can finally respond to EDA's latest concerns on some of the documents that they need from us. One of them being a budget, a finalized revenue budget. EDA also indicated that they have accepted our final designs and bids package. And as soon as we finalize, we should be able to do in the next couple of days, some of the other documents they want, they're authorizing us to go out and bid. Because the other reason I reached out to ARC saying we're getting ready to bid this thing, and I can't bid it until we have a contract. So that's going to really lock into place a lot of the project milestones on this. And it also puts the rest that missing $500,000 piece. That's kind of the updates on this brings.
So let me.
Jody, just question, where do we stand with the water and sewer district creation? Because that's still showing not complete, as well as I think the town correct was voting on maintenance and accepting the maintenance of it. Has that been voted on?
In the water and sewer memorandum of agreements between the town, the village, and the IDA, the village has agreed that they will accept all the maintenance responsibilities on behalf of the project. As far as approving those, I've got to now send, after I talked to Brett 2 days ago, he wants me to send copies of that draft agreement for their attorney to review before we actually approve it. It's scheduled to be a public hearing on that at the town board on the 20th of this month. So they're actually fairly close to getting ready to sign those agreements. That's why I have to get that over to EDA.
Okay, thank you.
The big question that we still have is the gas line extension. We still don't have a definitive answer from NYSEG as to whether they're going to go to the Public Service Commission. I reached out to our contact at NYSEG 2 weeks ago. And he said that he was going to recollect all the documents and send them back to the approving division at NYSEG for gas extensions. And we should hear back within a week. That's now been 2 weeks.
How do we go out to bid? We don't know whether we're putting in gas.
We're going to put it in. It's a matter of whether they're going to connect it.
Okay.
Something like a cart ahead of the horse, but
I mean, once you're digging, to run water, sewer, you definitely want to put in the gas line.
So we're putting the gas line in.
Yep.
Yeah, the added cost.
let me say,
Out of the $2.4 million project cost, the estimated cost for the gas line.
Yeah.
so if I can ask delicately this question, is this the political pressures of not extending natural gas anywhere in the state of New York? Is that what's underlying? There's no logical reason you're an energy company that sells energy that you wouldn't hook up a gas line that somebody put in the ground unless there's political interference. And is that another arena in which we have to spend some effort in order to get that done. And if we want jobs, we need energy flow of jobs. The main line going through Richfield has plenty of capacity, I'm told. So, there's all the reasons to do it. It's not happening. Can we find out behind the scenes what's the political issues? Who do we talk to so we get them? It's corporately, they would not make that decision. It's not logical. They sell gas. It's not even money in it.
We can try to find out who's above that. So many changes that I see in management is really difficult to pin down.
Well, once again, if they've been unofficially told or whatever not to do anything, they're not going to do anything because PSC controls they have to do. But what
I don't think
maybe legislatively or somewhere there's somebody we could talk to.
And the reason is that National Grid is extending natural gas in other parts of New York State right now. And Empire State Development has a specific program that they just launched, industrial parks for new industrial parks.
If that all that's relevant currently, it would seem that there's some political pressure on the positive side to get it done that could be founded. Talking to the right people, Jim. If you know anybody.
Well, there's been so many changes. And I mean, I did, at Jody's request, I did have some conversations. They're back. I think a lot of it is the rigidity of or some of their policies at NYSEG. They want to have a definite tenant, with like a signed agreement. That's their normal, and a actual request for so much gas. Yeah. We're part of the way there.
Well, let me say, there's a lot of
industrial
parks built for speculation. But I'm assuming they run energy to the edge of, so they're ready to go when they go. It seems manageable, but anyway.
Yeah, but bottom line is, we can work this out, but we got to go out to bid. We got to get that line in. And the good news for NYSEG is they're not paying for the lines. So I would think we're down the road, they would agree, right? Yeah, for it. So we just got to move forward.
Do you know what their answer to that is? Because I pointed that out. With that gas extension, that increases the value of our franchise there in Richfield Springs. And, so there could be tax implications.
Without income.
It's okay. That's kind of thin to me. That's a stretch. But anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll talk a little. We'll talk about.
Yeah, the worst case scenario is if it does get denied by NYSEG, we will just have a change order that we could take out the gas line.
Yeah.
But we're fitting it with it in.
Right. Makes sense. Last quick question. So what do you anticipate now, bid availability? And the documents are ready to go out to bid. What does that date look like?
It's in their ability.
There's
They've had come
9 documents that I've got here. PDA. The maintenance.
Yeah. That's going to get settled in.
Savings.
Is it going to be ready to go out to bid by March 30th?
Within 2 weeks.
Okay. Any questions?
Next, going on really hard, anything to report?
Probably the biggest item that happened actually last week was Brooks Bottling, the grant we assisted them with for Empire State Development was approved for $180,000. And that's toward their equipment purchases for their bottling plant. I'm meeting with them on Thursday to finalize, hopefully the documents that we need for the community development block grant application. That's another $210,000. So that's, I think, probably the biggest thing. The other thing is that Megan and I have been working, primarily Megan, on the audit.
It's scheduled for Monday. This Monday, the 13th.
Our own.
Our financial audit for 2022, yes.
Yeah, the biggest issues that we have made a policy decision that in concert with the county that will, in the future, as we do pilot applications, that will take over the collection and the disbursement of those. And to be honest, it would make our lives extremely much more easier, even though it's more work for us initially to do those. Trying to get some of this information from the towns is like pulling teeth. And you talk to the treasurer of the town, and they don't know that the supervisor has a separate set of books where they're looking at the pilot payments from the treasurer, not the treasurer office of the town. And it's a real mess. Hopefully, we straighten all those out with the audit for this year. But it takes like a week to calculate them all, make sure that they're done properly. And now we have some of the supervisors sending Megan the bills for this year saying, can you double check what we're saying?
Yeah, make sure they're right.
The other thing is that we have been approached by a company that is evaluating purchasing one of our lots in the Oleana Business Park for a distribution center. And they'll be making a determination probably within the next 6 months as to what to do this. The person I talked to indicated that they were strongly looking at expanding their operation.
Are they here now? Or new to the area?
Their existing company.
Oh, what size building would that be?
That's one of the things that they're doing. Because I said if it's 50 to 100,000 square feet, the cost would be substantial enough that then we would discuss doing a pilot application as well as a sales tax exemption. It's much less than that. The cost savings won't be there for you. But they believe it's going to be probably at least over $1.5 to $2 million. It looks pretty substantial. But again, when we know more, we'll bring everybody up to speed. We just got this phone call this week.
Okay. We got a new unfinished business project committee.
Jody, I just wondered, we haven't talked for a long time, but about what the telephone company, Mintel, and the installation of the wireless system in Cooperstown. Did that just like fell off the like it's just nothing has moved forward on that, right?
I talked to the mayor of Cooperstown about this a week and a half.
Okay.
And she said that she's been pushing Mintel to do that project.
Because they haven't installed
They have not installed the equipment that they spec'd out. They decided that not the right equipment. They're re-speccing out new equipment for it. And so I'm kind of just, we're between there and Mintel, you guys figure out and approach it. Right?
Not wireless Wi-Fi, right?
It's Wi-Fi, yeah. They would be provide. They had a whole system worked out, pricing, everything. It's just crazy. I mean, that was like 2 years ago.
At least.
Yeah.
I think we had the celebration.
Well, we went through all that work on the contract. They wanted us to own the equipment, remember that. We worked all the details out.
Because the equipment we would only have to full the insurance would be. And to be honest, right now, it's been so long, I'm not sure that the grant is still, the grant from the New York State dormitory.
Is that one of my old grants?
Yeah.
It rings a bell.
Yeah.
You were instrumental in getting there.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to hear follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other project business, Joe?
We didn't talk about the innovation.
Yeah.
Go over
Skipped over
Gina.
the,
Gina's report, you can,
Gonna defer.
Not here, so tell us.
It's here.
Rita.
it's in,
Yeah, it's the first one.
it's the first.
The major updates on the Innovation Center is last week we put out our official press release in the Daily Star for
Yeah,
it.
good coverage.
Yeah, so that was received pretty well. We do have 3 innovators right now that are interested in joining us. One of the most interesting is a gentleman that is creating a universal blood transfusion, red blood cell compatibility research. I'm probably stating that wrong, but we're meeting with him today. And he has been working on this research for about 5 years now, and he's looking for himself for a program. I don't know yet what he needs. We will be starting to use the grant money to update our space, create cubicles so people can come into office and work. And that, I don't really have much else to report. We have other innovators that we are meeting with this week, such as an LED engineer that is from this area as well, and he'll be meeting with Custom Electronics and us on Thursday. Yeah.
We declared that grant application dead. That was originally supposed to come to the end sometime in the fall.
We were expecting to hear an announcement in October of last year.
Right.
They have not made any awards as far as I can.
Moving on.
It's still open.
Of course, Senator Schumer was here with a great fanfare. When was it, last summer? And should we be talking to Amanda there in Bennington or something?
Last time I talked to her was about 3 weeks ago, and she said that she hadn't heard anything and she was gonna check again.
We haven't been told no, in other words.
Right.
Well, maybe the president will announce it in the State of the Union tonight.
We'll look for that.
Yeah. I don't know if I stay out. But, yeah, but that would have implications in terms of our,
Yeah, that's why we were trying not to renegotiate a lease because we were hopefully.
But we have a 60-day ability to get out. We're flexible.
Anything else for projects? Okay, what's next, boss?
That's it.
we got to say best wishes to Gina. I just learned your previous last name. This one's going to be a little easier.
Gardner Wade.
And I have another new.
Oh, yes, so this is Nassim. She is our new admin. I kind of introduced her. Some people came in, but yeah, she started last month.
Thank you. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We adjourn. We adjourn.
We have officially adjourned.
Don't move.
Okay, thank you.